Hey everyone, so welcome back. Today I did a bit of special effects. I did a tutorial on how to make something look as if you've carved it into your skin with like a sharp knife or a razor blade or something like that. So that's going to look like this. So if you're wanting to know how to do that one, stay tuned guys. It's really quick and it's really easy and you need like 4 products, it's nothing at all. Hope you enjoy this one guys, and let me know in the comments below what you think. Okay, so to do this little scratched, carved out in the arm, I'm going to be using some Fix Blood, some fresh scratch, and my Supracolor palette, and also just a few brushes and a red pencil. So to start this off, I'm just going to lightly draw where the scratches would be. And you want to keep the lines as straight as possible, as if it was cut with a razor. And then very straight. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go into the Supracolor palette and take out a bit of the red. Don't need too much of this. And just get a small flat brush. I'm just going to go over where we drew it. Now we're going to keep in mind to keep it nice and thin and sharp, just as if it had been cut. Now I know what this part looks like. I've just drawn some red lines on myself, but I'm going to mix some of this Hydro Fix Blood. It's quite thick when it comes out. I'm just going to mix a little bit of that in with the red, just to make it a little bit darker and a little bit more realistic. So as you can see, that looks quite bloodish now. So the same thing, keep it nice and thin, and it's going to go over the top of that. The slower you build up the colour, the more realistic it's going to look. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the white. And raise a little bit of skin colour mixed in. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to take this angled flat brush. It's going to mix those in with one another. Don't need much because they're very pigmented. I'm just going to go along the lines here, very, very carefully. And this is going to give that look that the sides of the skin have been raised and split. Makes it a little bit more realistic and three-dimensional. As you can see along this area, it's starting to look a little more three-dimensional with the white there. Could probably do a little bit more here. But once we add it all in and blend it a bit more and add the blood, you'll see how three-dimensional you can make this look. Alright, now we're going to go back to the red. And it's going to mix the rest of this blood, starting to dry out, with this. And I might even add a little bit of this colour. It's like a deep reddish purple, even blue. So we're going for a really cold, dark blood now. What I'm going to do is going to get a sponge. Now I actually made this sponge out of just foam, really. You can get it at like a Clark rubber or someplace like that, and I just cut it up. This is gives off great texture. You can make any shape you want, smooth, rough, whatever. Now I'm just going to lightly dip that into here. And now where our corners are, it's going to be darkest. So we're just going to lightly dab that on. Now it's better to do this randomly than to think about it too much. So then it won't come out as good. As you can see, it's starting to look pretty messy. A bit more blood. So you don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to leave it at that. It's very easy to overpaint, especially with special effects. You've got to know when to stop. I'm just going to leave it at that for a moment. Now I'm going to go in with some of the fresh scratch just to deepen those cuts and add more definition. I'm going to use my spatula. As you can see, it's ready. I'm just going to lightly go in where you think the cuts would be deepest. Especially slipping out of my hands, not really working. It's obviously going to be deepest in the corners because you've cut there twice. And you can lightly go over most of the cut just to make it look real and not painted, but you've got to be careful not to do it too much. You keep different shades of the blood, so it's darker here, but then it's lighter here. See, it's starting to look a little bit more real. So use a bit more of this fresh scratch. Now if you're going to use this, make sure you wash your brushes straight away, or it is going to clunk them together and stain a little bit. At the same time, you want to keep those lines straight as possible. So when you've got the most on the brush, start with the part that's going to be deepest, so it's obviously going to be darker, and just work your way up. My brush is already getting clunky. And I think that is about it. So you don't want to do the red line and then go over with the Fix Blood and go over the entire line with the fresh scratch, because then that's not going to look as real. See, I've added dimension in the corners where it's been double cut, and when you straight down, that first bit is going to be deepest because then you're releasing as you go down. So that is the final product. Hope you enjoyed that one, guys. It's really quick and easy. As you can see, it looks a little more realistic like this. It's kind of gross. If you're wanting something along the same lines, I can post different images or words or something like that on my Instagram. Won't be filming them because it's pretty much the same deal, just in a different direction. If you're wanting something latex, silicone, something like that, I did the silicone last week before with my Devil Warrior with the prosthetics I'll put on my face. They're just out of the kit, they're really simple to do. And yeah, if you want to see more on that, let me know. If you want this stuff, cuts, bruises. I haven't done bruises. We could do bruises, like a boxer kind of character. Or if you want to know any Halloween makeup, you're getting super prepared for Halloween in a few months, just let me know that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this week's, guys. Wasn't very long, but it was super easy. Anyone can do it. And I'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.